Complexity is for the poor. Simplicity is success. All right. This is what we're going to talk about today. And it's amazing how something so simple is really forgotten out there in the world every day. And we all experience it in different facets of our life, where if we just stop trying to do 3 and 4 things at once and just focus on one thing at one time until that particular goal gets to a point of completion before we go on to the next step, that simplicity, that simple process alone will allow you to get further in a day than most people can get in a month, which is amazing. You know, there are people out there who are like superhumans, where they've gained acknowledgement and awareness of this particular process, and they wake up like at 4 a.m. in the morning, and they work until maybe 8 or 9 p.m. at night, and they get more done in a day than most people get done in a week or even a month, because they have so much extra time to themselves, and they allow them. And what people don't realize, and this is what I've experienced myself, is that the more goals that you accomplish on a daily basis, the better you sleep. And then the better that you allow your body and your mind to rest, you can actually find yourself sleeping less hours and having more energy the next day. I ended up going from 7 hours a night of sleep down to 5.5 to 6 hours, all because and I know some of you are thinking, oh, that's just 60 extra minutes, that's just 90 minutes. But for someone like me, that's almost a freaking lifetime for me to get a lot of things done, because sometimes you need just that extra hour or so in a day so that you can, really get over the hump on this one goal that prepares you for the next day, so you can move forward and get to your destination much quicker. And with that, I always take the mantra in my head, along with 1,000 others that I've taught you guys, that simplicity is key. Visualize it, write it down, implement it, take action on it, and then rest and repeat that process until you can visualize less thoughts that are more focused and more specific, and then you can remodify your system, your plans, your goals, your steps to take. You can microplan, as I taught you guys. Sometimes you have to write down steps within steps in order to really gain a perspective of what this simplicity is of the process itself of getting to success. And what we're going to talk about today is how a few situations that people kind of get over their heads, they get in too far over their heads, and teach you what people go through that kind of puts them in an area of mediocrity, daily repeated non-success, and also put them in a position to simply just not move forward, but stay stagnant and be a cog in this rat race that we already have enough of. You need to be one of those that's going to yank your way out of that gerbil wheel and get out there and be the one that owns the cage, okay? And for the first step and first process and first scenario is that overwhelm is simply procrastination. When you find yourself coming up with 20 things to do today, when you start to think about it, doesn't it just really dawn on you to say, I think I have more time tomorrow to do it. It always happens. So what do you do for situations like that? You simply take those top 20 things that you want to do, you organize them by priority and also by momentum shift. That's what a lot of people forget, is that you have to create priorities based on momentum shift, so that one can just get you running into the next step, so you don't have time to overthink yourself out the process. So you prioritize by momentum shift, and also by what the result will be of that particular priority as well. And then you break it down step by step. Next thing you know, you also time it. What's very important is that you also have to give yourself a deadline for your deadline steps. Because if you don't, what ends up happening is that something that can take 30 minutes to do may take 2 hours. And it's amazing. And I've done this before many, many times, and I just never had enough awareness because I allow myself to be distracted from other non-engaging, non-priority situations in my life around me on a daily basis, to the point where I couldn't just really get a grasp of what was happening, why it was happening, and how the hell do I get myself from here and get up here where I need to be, to that mountaintop. And what I came to find out was that as you plan every step, it's very important to give yourself the construct of how much time it will take to do it. Just like any plan, however, within that plan, those components are always open to interpretation and shifting and modification. Okay? What you may say may take 30 minutes, may take 27 minutes, may take 35. But as long as you can some way get a ballpark of where your mind thinks you can finish this step by, you'll find yourself working so much faster, and you'll find yourself tunnel vision on that one step to get it done efficiently and effectively and as perfectly as you can, as imperfectly perfect as you can, by stumbling all the way to that finish line, so that you can stumble over to the next step, keep it moving, keep it going, keep that momentum going, and keep your body going, because a body in motion stays in motion, and also your emotion comes from the motion of your body. So you definitely want to, keep your chest up, keep a smile on your face throughout the day. Don't be scratching your head. Don't be beating yourself up. Don't talk to yourself in a negative way. Okay, keep everything positive, because the rest of the world is already out there to do against you. Don't help them. Okay? Do not help them. Do not help social media throw that junk in your face by telling yourself negative things. Stay positive. Be the best person that you can be to yourself. And the rest of the world will start to follow suit with that and treat you as such, or you'll have enough awareness to get rid of them and get so much overwhelm out your system. Okay? The next process here is simply how to break down overload. Kind of goes into overwhelm, of course, which all of these steps all go into each other. And break down overload, you simply have to micro-plan. I don't even say do it step by step anymore. Micro-planning is my ish, okay? It is my baby. It is what I do. Other people in the industry call it chunking and layering, and they have different definitions behind that. But for me, it's very simple. I create a step of what I need to do, and then within that step, I literally write down what I need to do within that step to complete it. And even within those micro steps, I may have to write down something else, like say I had to do a promotional post, a video for on Facebook. I would say set up a promotional video on Facebook. And then for the micro step, I say, okay, go to Facebook Business Manager. From here, I'm going to set up the campaign is going to be named this. The ad set is going to be named this. The video is going to be named this. The video is going to involve this. It's going to be this long. It's going to have this text and copy in it. I'm going to run it for this long. I'm writing all of these things down so that my brain can already be playing in emotion, because your mind doesn't know what's real and what's not. So what helps, again, and it actually goes back to one of the many simplified steps that we talk about in most of our videos, which is to finish the day before it starts, before you begin it. And you do that on paper by micro-planning every micro-plan step. Okay, be extremely anal towards your success, because no one else will. And you do that by breaking down the big picture into the smallest step, into the smallest brick. Okay? That's how you break down overload. You rinse and repeat that process again and again. Do that by itself, and you will gain at least an additional 3 to 4 hours to yourself a day to just relax and enjoy your family, play games, go hang out, do more work. Okay? And here is another step, which is you're already relevant. And what that means is who you're striving to become already exists in you. So all you need to do is give your mind the permission to access that individual in your head. And you write down who you are. People ask, is Billions your real last name? No, it's Mills. But Billions is my moniker because I once met a billionaire when I went to a conference. No one knows, not a lot of people know that I met this individual except for the people at their real estate conference. And he was the one that gave me the nickname. It was kind of like how Shaquille O'Neal does to all the NBA players in the league. He gives them nicknames because he's a legend. He sees things that other people can't with that special eye. And the same way was for that real estate investor that I met and almost got into business with. I just needed a little more experience at that time. And for that, he gave me the moniker Nick Billions, and it just stuck with me for like the last 15 years. And I've just been using it all over there. You look up Nick Billions on Google right now, I may have about 2 million results just on that alone. And for that, I own that name. I've taken over the relevance of that moniker, and I've personified it into a real individual that you see today. For me, Nick Billions was a man who either had a full beard or had a nice cut goatee, a little rough today, but he was that individual that looked like that. He was always on top of his game. He wore business casual attire each and every day. He dressed as if he was going to do a deal every day, which he did. He dressed whether he was going to do a deal on a golf course, or if he was going to do a deal on a plane, or if he was going to do a deal at Starbucks. He dressed for that business opportunity that day as well, or if he was going to be at a basketball event, well, he going to put his Jordans on. So he dressed for the occasion for growth. Wherever he went to, everything he did was calculated. It was for a reason. Nick never went anywhere he didn't need to go if he didn't have to. He didn't do anything with anyone that he didn't have to unless it had some point of reference and of relevance, because Nick was absolutely stubborn with his time and with his activities that were engaged in his time. He realized that he can't control time, but he can control his activities. And that's where the relevance comes in, that you become very detailed in this personality for yourself that people give you, or that you give yourself. And it's one thing to give yourself a nickname and a moniker, which is like a personified version, a personified nickname that you make as a real individual, kind of like a role that you're playing. It's one thing for you to give yourself that, because you really have to know something that externally other people may see of yourself. It gives more truth to it. Okay, so definitely do that. Keep in mind that you're always relevant, and because of that, relevant individuals, people who are already at the highest version of themselves, they're just waiting to pull that out, already know these pieces. They already know all of this. You're just learning it again for the first time. Okay, keep that in mind. And also, for complexity, turning it into simplicity, let the ego go. Now, this doesn't contradict this. Okay? Informing yourself that you're already relevant and not being so cocky and boisterous about it are two different things. Don't tell the world you're relevant. Don't go out there and shout and say who you are just for accountability, or to say, hey, I want you to hold me accountable for who I say I am. Forget that. Do that within yourself, okay? Shout and woohoo all in your head. Have those moments to yourself, and you don't have to do it amongst the world. You don't need to let the world know by voice who you are. Show them. Show them through your actions. Show them through your plan. Show them through your results. Show them through your bank account. Show them through the Google results that you have. Every result I have leads to something important, that leads to something else, that leads to something else. Because before I started doing all this, I learned about backlinks. So I'm always leading you somewhere that's going to lead to doing something that I need you to do to become a customer or become a client of mine. And that's what you want to do. And that's what you got to. The only way you can do that and let go of the overwhelm and of the complexity of life. Let the ego go. You know, it's amazing that people who try to dress fancy and try to live outside of their means, they're the ones who have the most financial problems. And it's amazing to me that people are not recognizing this, and yet people are still living like this. It makes no sense to me. Look at a video like this. Change your life. Focus on your gift. Don't focus on what someone else thinks of you, because they're going to think it anyway, and all it takes is a weird meme or a video or just a whisper in someone's ear to think differently of you. But the one thing that people would never deny, your haters, your spectators, and instigators, they can never deny your results. They can never deny that individual standing right in front of them when they see them in the flesh, when they decide to sneak into one of your workshops or your seminars. They can never deny that individual. And that's what you want, and that's not so much what you want to aim for, but implicitly, that's where your actions will lead you to, the right actions. Okay? So get yourself in that mode to know that you can be important, you can be confident, you can even be a little cocky by fueling yourself to take action, but you can let go of the ego so that you can put yourself in a situation to simply be and not say it so much. Because as you're saying it, you're still doing something, and you're still distracting yourself from what needs to be done because you're so busy talking. Okay? So keep that in mind. This is Nick Billions bringing you another great video, and as always, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it. Depending on where you found this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, the share button, share it with your network, share it with your friends and family. Don't be stingy about this knowledge. Knowledge only grows and never leaves hand-to-hand transfer. And always know that I'm looking for ways to enhance and bring my community more of what they want. So leave a comment of what you want to hear. I may take you up on that subject matter, or I may spiff it up and give you a shout out in the next video. Hit that thumbs up button, thumbs down. Tell me what you thought of the video. Tell me your thoughts about it. You got this far to the end, okay? Hit a few clicks somewhere. Check out my other videos as well. They're going to show up, and also check out my playlist. We're really growing our playlist. We're really expanding as a community. As you can see, we're getting more subscribers. We're getting more people watching our videos, and we want you to be part of this community, because when we grow and when we rise, we're going to bring you guys with us. And always remember, find your gift, find your life. This is Nick Billions signing out. I'll talk to you on the next video.